winter skies are shining beyond the mountain's highest rim. Our song of friendship ever binding shall rise thy fame to win. Linden, alma mater, hail to thee forever from every loyal son and daughter. Linden, our own. And though the future brings us sorrow, or though the future brings us grace, thy memory fair beyond tomorrow, time ever shall efface. Linden, alma mater, hail to thee forever from every loyal son and daughter. Linden, our own.
Congratulations, Northern Vermont University class of 2021. Welcome to your graduation ceremony, the culmination of so much hard work. Not only have you reached your goal of earning your degree, you did it during a global pandemic. It took a special level of courage and determination to dig in and keep going, to keep your dreams in sight in spite of the great challenges. You did it, and here we are, gathered today to celebrate your accomplishments with you. I'm Bill Morrison, Associate Professor and Chair of the Business Department at both the Linden and Johnson campuses of NVU. I'll be your guide through today's event, which not only celebrates your great personal achievement, but marks the launching point for your future. Your time at NVU has prepared you well for all the success that's on your horizon. I hope you'll remain with us for the entire commencement ceremony. So many representatives from your NVU community have words of wisdom and care to share with you. Our special guest, Dr. Henry Parker, whose diverse personal and professional path models the NVU community values, will also address our graduates. And now it is my pleasure to invite President Elaine Collins to offer her welcome remarks to the Northern Vermont University class of 2021.
Welcome to this day of celebration at NVU Linden, a day we celebrate a major milestone. It's a great day to be a Hornet, don't you think? Those of you who have earned degrees will soon find yourselves in various corners of our world, our nation, and our region. And the places you touch will be different because you were there. I welcome you, our graduates, and your family and friends who have played a role in encouraging and supporting you along the way. To our graduates, I want to congratulate you and share with you how proud we are of your accomplishments. We know you've put in countless hours of study to earn your diploma. So now what? Many of you already have jobs or have been accepted into graduate schools. Others are still searching. But one thing is certain, you may know the path for your next few months or years, but much about your lives will unfold in glorious uncertainty. One thing that will be certain, however, is the education that NVU Linden has provided you will be your foundation as you tackle the complexities of the modern global world. And you will succeed in your professional work on your first job and on your last job because of that foundation here. You will succeed because you will build on what you know today, and you will not rest. The diploma that you will receive is just a marker on your lifelong path of learning and of leadership. As Irish poet William Butler Yeats said, education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. You should feel that fire today. The opportunity for amazing accomplishments exists for all of you. These accomplishments may come in your professional lives, or they may come in the lives of service to your communities and to your families. I know that you are filled with great excitement and purpose. We share your enthusiasm, and we will watch with our own excitement as you continue your education beyond the NVU Linden campus, find your paths, and embrace your future. Eleanor Roosevelt reminds us that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Today, we live in a time of great change, and it is critical that you continue to believe in yourselves, to do what you think you cannot do. You've worked hard to get your degree. Continue to work hard. Continue to gain the strength and courage you need to pursue your dreams and to follow your ideals. Your dreams are worth the struggle. Congratulations to each of our graduates on your commencement.
Thank you, President Collins, for your inspiring words to the graduates today. As President Collins said, the diploma that you receive is just a marker on your lifelong path of learning and leadership, and the places you touch will be different because you were there. I now welcome Sophie Zdatny, Chancellor of the Vermont State Colleges System, to share a commencement message with the NVU graduates.
Congratulations. You have overcome enormous and unanticipated challenges to be here today, and you should be very proud of yourselves. Your academic adventures have not concluded in the way that you, or any of us, would have wished, given the restrictions and ravages that have resulted from a global pandemic. However, you've not let the virus win. You have found the grit and determination to achieve an important milestone in your life, despite the challenging circumstances. That resilience will serve you well in the years ahead. So be proud of what you've accomplished and give thanks to all those who've made it possible for you to be here today. Your faculty, staff, administrators, fellow students, family members, friends, and relations, anyone and everyone who has helped you along your path and supported you so that you are graduating today and are ready to embark on life's next big adventure. I have sat through a fair number of commencement speeches, some memorable and many less so. The messages that have stuck with me over the years are not the ones that were delivered with the most eloquent rhetoric or most uplifting turn of phrase, but they're the ones that resonated for me, and I share some of them with you in the hope that you will find some meaning or comfort in them. So first, at my own graduation, Diane Sawyer, a well-known American television broadcast journalist and news anchor, gave the commencement speech. She told us that it was okay not to know exactly what we would be doing with the rest of our lives. For those of you who do not know her, she was famous and hugely successful, someone who would seem to have everything figured out. So I found it very reassuring when she confessed that she had had no idea what she would do with her life when she was sitting in her chair about to graduate. So I say to all of you that it's okay to be uncertain about the future. Some doors that you expect to be open will surprise you by closing, while others that you never thought would be open to you will appear. Education is a great opener of doors and creator of possibilities. So as you move forward, keep an eye open for the unexpected opportunities, or be willing to explore paths you had never considered before. Second, at a graduation in Texas, which is particularly memorable because I discovered how painful standing on a red ant nest can be during the reception following the ceremony, the president of the university spoke about there being no such thing as a free lunch. Maybe it has stuck with me as it was a peculiarly American expression and one with which I wasn't familiar at that time. However, I have discovered that it is a true saying. A supposedly free lunch invariably comes with strings attached. If something seems too good or too easy to be true, it usually is, so beware of taking the easy path. The more challenging the path is, the more likely it is to be rewarding in the long run. Third, at a graduation ceremony in Scotland, 2 days after the United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union, the Chancellor of the university spoke about the importance, now more than ever, of reaching out to other people, building relationships, making connections, and tearing down barriers. The temptation to retreat from the world, particularly given the experience of the past year, can be strong, but I encourage you to open yourselves to other people, particularly those who may not be like you. Treat everyone with respect and kindness the way you would want to be treated. You do not have to agree with what other people say and do, but when you do disagree, do so with civility and dignity. So congratulations and good luck. I hope that you will succeed in whatever you choose to do, and that above all else, you will find happiness, laughter, and love, because ultimately those are the most important things in life.
Thank you, Chancellor Zadatny, for sharing some of the poignant life lessons that you've learned from commencements that you have attended. Graduates, your academic achievements, which we're celebrating today, are the culmination of incredible work. Of course, the classes and the experiences you participated in during your years at NVU required time, care, and perseverance. The many hours and the support and commitment from your family and friends are important to celebrate as well. So many NVU students are the first in their family to attend college, and all of our students take this step into higher education because it is a pathway to realizing personal and professional dreams. Now, I am very happy to introduce Christian Kapergonitis, the NVU Linden Class of 2021 student speaker, who has a special message for you.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is a moment of importance and transition for us all, and it is an honor for me to be providing this commencement address today. Had you told me on my first day here at NVU Linden that a few years later I'd be addressing hundreds of my peers and their supporters, and virtually nonetheless during a global pandemic, I wouldn't have believed you. But as we all have learned by now, a lot can change when you least expect it to, and sometimes it is the most challenging times of our lives that bring out the best in us. I'd like to thank my parents and younger brother. We are a family that invests in each other's goals, and this moment here is a reward that we will cherish together. I'd also like to thank Dr. Parisi and Professor Egan for their constant and impactful support. I would not be where I am today, ready to pursue my professional career, without you. While I've grown up in Lindenville, this town has never seemed to be as special as I see it now. Being raised here always seemed to be tainted by the long winters and the small town life. And when working in my family's restaurant, the House of Pizza, I always struggled to understand the customers who came in and had enormous amounts of pride when stating that they were an alum of Linden. For some reason, I just didn't get that each time someone talked about their times here at Linden, their face lit up with a moment of joy and memory. Honestly, I never expected that I too would experience this, or that I would experience it right here in Lindenville. Instead, like many in our Northeast Kingdom community, I felt the need to explore and see what other places had to offer. I turned a blind eye to the potential that was right here in front of me. I graduated from St. Johnsbury Academy in the spring of 2017 with no plan. I had no idea where I was going and what I wanted to do, but I knew I loved one thing: motocross. And anyone who speaks to me for more than 5 minutes learns that our family races motocross all over the United States, and that we take it quite seriously. By the time I graduated from high school, it seemed clear that I was never ever going to make it a profession. But I had the potential to make it to Loretta Lynn's, the largest amateur national competition in the world. And I'll never forget the day I received that golden opportunity. My parents and I were stretching pizzas at our family restaurant when my dad suddenly looked over to me with a giant grin on his face and a proposition at mind. I'll give you 1 year to race and train down south, but afterwards you'll come back for 1 year of school at Linden and work here at the restaurant full time. I was an 18-year-old without a sense of direction or what I even wanted to do the next day, so I took it. I took it not knowing what I would be experiencing. I took it not knowing that what I thought was going to be 1 year of grinding and pushing to achieve one goal would turn into 4 years of building myself a strong foundation and achieving new goals here at NVU Linden. So I went south and I spent my year training, travel, racing, and experiencing a whole new lifestyle. I trained hard that year to finally achieve my goal, qualifying for Loretta Lynn's beside my younger brother. This was an amazing accomplishment that my entire family was excited about. When the week of racing finally arrived, it was an all-out roller coaster plagued by the simple racing mistakes and the injuries that quickly took my brother out of racing, and it gave me a clear reality check. As hard as I had worked for this moment, as many expectations I had set for myself about exactly how things would be, I still struggled to be near the front in my first few races. It was on the line of my last race that I finally realized it was those expectations that were getting in my way. I had to trust that the expectations I had set for myself leading up to that week were what had got me there in the first place. I had to let them go and just race in the moment. Things can change, and winners ride with the changes. That realization was a reset for me, not only in racing, but in life. And lucky for me, that subtle change in mindset was all I needed to surpass all expectations that I ever had. I remember the final lap of my last race at Loretta Lynn so vividly that it has influenced each day that I have lived since. That last lap was so far beyond both any stress and any joy that I ever experienced. It was as if I was playing a game of ping pong in my mind between excitement and nervousness. I've been racing all week over the same track, but during that last race, I remembered a lesson that every rider learns. No matter the track, no matter the racer, no matter the conditions of that day, the track changes each lap. And with 42 people and 20 minutes of racing, there's not a single moment of that race that is ever the same. No rider races the same track twice. This lesson about riding the changes is what was running through my mind for the final laps nonstop, and is the lesson that carried me across that finish line in first place, and I was able to celebrate this accomplishment and success with everyone who was a part of my journey. Those lessons I learned riding, about the importance of putting in the time to practice, about competition, about picking yourself up to keep pushing after disappointment, and being prepared for quick changes, all helped me grow as a person, and it prepared me better for my college experience here at Linden. Just like no racer rides the same track twice, we all know by now, whatever we may have expected when we first arrived on campus, that a lot can change quickly. No 2 years in college are the same, and when times get hard, even during a pandemic, you have to double down to win, or in this case, graduate. Coming to the first day at Linden looked very different for many of us. Some knew from the day they submitted their application to NVU that they were going to come and leave their mark. Others took many years off to pursue careers, start families, or even protect our great nation by joining the armed forces. I personally never thought that I would come back to the Northeast Kingdom once I had left. After traveling all over and seeing so many parts of the United States, I had always planned on attending school outside of the town that I had called home. I remember pulling into the ASAC parking lot that first day, telling myself that this was an experience that I needed, even if I had really not seen its potential before. It was there that I realized that I needed to be ready to let go of my early expectations and ride with the changes. I knew there was a reason that every alum that I had ever met smiled at the one simple word, Linden. I'm glad that I learned that lesson during my final moto at Loretta Lynn's, and I found a way to carry it with me to campus. My time here at Linden, and your time too, I know has been so much more valuable than I expected it to be. Here at Linden, we were given far more than a place of higher education, teaching us what we need to know to go into the world and be successful in our careers. We were also given a place of a tight and welcoming community. This community proved its strength more than ever over the past year during the COVID-19 pandemic, and when we were faced with the potential of the school that we love so much closing forever. We gathered and strengthened our bonds further than our campuses here in Louisville, and we were supported by those near and far, alumni of our community, and supporters for higher education across the Northeast Kingdom. We were supported by those who we celebrate with today. The track we are racing has changed a lot. They always do. But here we all are at the finish line. And during our time together, we have faced challenges that are far larger than we could have anticipated. And in true Linden fashion, we dropped our heads, persevered, and rode our race. In his book, The Magician King, the author Lev Grossman writes, "That was the thing about the world. It wasn't that things were harder than you thought they were going to be. It was that they were hard in ways that you didn't expect." Expectations are important in many ways, for better or for worse. And as we leave today, I challenge all who are listening, students, faculty, and family members. At any moment that you shatter your expectations, or your expectations shatter you, you take that brief moment to reflect and think about how you move forward. You trust your confidence in yourself. Trust your expectation that on your next lap, the track will be different. There is no lap that is the same. Sometimes you have to race in the moment, and only you can decide how you make your next lap. Things can change, and winners ride with the changes. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian, for that wonderful message to your fellow graduates. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our commencement special guest speaker, Dr. Henry Parker. An author, professor, oceanographer, and expeditioner, Dr. Parker is a writer of both fiction and nonfiction and is an adjunct associate professor at Georgetown University's School of Medicine. He lectures and publishes on threats to U.S. food and agriculture and on scientific and natural history topics, with a goal of communicating science to non-scientists. His debut novel, Containment, a bioterrorism thriller, was published in January 2017. Dr. Parker holds a PhD in biological oceanography and was formerly a research manager and acting director of Homeland Security for the Agricultural Research Service of USDA. A former university professor of marine sciences, he also has been a U.S. naval officer and deep-sea salvage diver, a seaweed farmer in the southern Philippines, and co-leader of an expedition that discovered and recovered remains of a 17th century Spanish Manila galleon. He and his wife Sue live in Sutton, where he is the vice chair of Sutton's Planning Commission and Development Review Board. Parker is also a board member for the League of Vermont Writers and a corporator for Northeastern Vermont Regional Hospital. Welcome to NVU's Linden campus, Dr. Henry Parker.
Thank you, President Collins, and thank you to the leadership of this remarkable university for the opportunity and the honor to address the class of 2021. And special thanks to the parents, family members, friends, and other supporters who have made this day possible for today's graduates. Congratulations, graduates. I've had the privilege of participating in several classes at NVU and have enjoyed meeting and working with several of you. Today is a special day, the culmination of a lot of hard work, a few ups and downs, maybe even a bit of luck here and there. You've come from many different starting points, and your pathways have been varied, but you've arrived together at the end of one of the most important legs of your life's journey. Now what? We all ask ourselves that question at graduation. When I finished college, back in the dawn of time, I didn't have a clue, but I did have dreams. I ended up doing a lot of different things, including naval officer, seaweed farmer, scientist, college professor, treasure hunter, government executive, Homeland Security specialist, and writer. Somehow it all came together. I'll share some of those experiences here. They may be instructive, perhaps even inspirational. As a college freshman, I dreamed of becoming a marine biologist. The Navy was paying my tuition. In return, I had to give them at least 4 years of service. I was required to take and pass calculus and physics. Those were also prerequisites for a science major. In my freshman year, I got a D- in physics and failed calculus. On the brink of flunking out, I retook the courses and made it through by the skin of my teeth. My math professor said, "Please don't major in math." I shelved the marine biology career and switched my major to English because another dream was to become a writer. 2 years into Navy active duty, a friend encouraged me to apply to the Navy's deep sea diving school. We'd learn about underwater salvage, he said. After the Navy, we'd buy a sailboat and go find underwater treasure around the world. I was a terrible swimmer. I'd grown up on the coast of Maine, where the water is so cold that no one voluntarily swims after the age of 12. But it sounded like a great adventure. So I went to diving and salvage school and learned the tools of the trade. Then, a month after leaving Navy active duty, I married my wife, Sue. We recently celebrated our 50th wedding anniversary. I said goodbye to a vagabond marine salvage career, even as my friend pursued the dream. Instead, I applied for jobs in Maine, but got an offer to develop and manage seaweed farms in the Philippines, with tenuous lines of support from the Maine-based company. Sue and I had been married for less than a year. The guy who previously held the job had fled back to the United States. But it was an enticing challenge that brought me back to my marine biology dream. Sue said, go for it. She would accompany me and play a key role in the project. We spent the next 2 years on remote islands in the southern Philippines. My work attire was a bathing suit and swim mask. The objective was to produce a whole lot of a certain type of seaweed. Did you know that seaweed from the Philippines is an important substance in commercial items, from ice cream to biomedical products? It might even be in your toothpaste as a stabilizing ingredient. Don't worry, keep brushing. It's safe, and you won't even taste it. The Philippines job involved things like tying bits of seaweed to nets and battling sea urchins that ravaged our crops. We faced some hurdles, including pirates in nearby waters and a war that broke out in our area. But we learned from and were supported by the local residents. That experience reignited my marine biology dream and laid the foundation for everything else in my life afterwards. In that sense, it was the best job I ever had. To realize the marine biology dream, I began taking freshman science courses at the age of 29. After addressing the gaps and transgressions from my earlier academic career, I enrolled in a PhD program in biological oceanography. That led to a new career as a marine scientist and professor. In turn, that opened up opportunities to manage research programs and help advance marine resources policy, something else I'd long wanted to do. Things were going well. Then my old diving friend called out of the blue. He was planning a project to find and recover a 17th century Spanish galleon in Saipan in the northern Marianas Islands of the Western Pacific Ocean. He wanted me to join him as the co-director. Another early dream back in the picture again. But I just received tenure at my university. Sue and I had 2 young sons, aged 5 and 7. The proposed project was a risky long shot with an uncertain outcome. Treasure hunter isn't an occupation that fits neatly into a professional resume. But it would be a once-in-a-lifetime adventure with a chance to dive on a galleon in tropical seas, practice hands-on marine biology, and write about the project. 3 dreams combined. I signed up. Sue took a position with the project as well, and our sons enrolled in the local school. We worked from a 150-foot ship over a 2-year period with an amazing team of 30 men and women from 7 countries. The most inspiring person on the project was a selfless, cheerful, and team-oriented Iban tribesman from Borneo. He'd never before been on the ocean. We found and recovered a trove of galleon remains, including priceless gold, jewelry, and gems, and documented our work in a comprehensive archaeological report. National Geographic published a cover story about the project. Our sons had a culturally rich international experience that advanced their education far beyond where it would otherwise have gone. Fortunately, the university welcomed me back after the project ended. That had never been a guarantee. Then the federal government offered me a position running aquaculture programs. Aquaculture is basically farming the sea, cultivating everything from seaweed to catfish and salmon. The Washington, D.C. based job would mean giving up a secure university position for another uncertain future. But it was a great opportunity to help shape national marine policy. 14 years later, after a federal career that evolved into leading government efforts to protect U.S. food and agriculture from bioterrorism, another unexpected career twist, I retired from the government. Colleagues and friends advised against this, but it was time to resurrect that long-held dream, writing. After enrolling in multiple writing courses in the local community college, joining writers' groups, and writing and revising, I published my first novel in 2017, a bioterror thriller. A follow-up novel is in its final stages. I'm now helping young writers realize their writing dreams. In a partnership between NVU and the League of Vermont Writers, we are establishing a writing contest for Vermont high school students. It will kick off in September. At first glance, my career and life might seem like a hodgepodge of disconnected occupations and events. But each new endeavor flowed from and built on the previous ones. My liberal arts-based education is responsible for much of this, as it provided the critical thinking, communications, and problem-solving skills that enabled me to recognize and capitalize on opportunities that matched my dreams. It also helped me to be flexible and adaptable. It's likely that your careers and lives will also be unpredictable. Even those of you who have a clear idea of your future will encounter unexpected twists and turns. And that's fine. You'll adjust. You'll grow. You'll even thrive. Regardless of your field of concentration, the liberal arts-based education you've received at this university has given you the tools to adapt to changing circumstances. I'll conclude with some thoughts that have become abundantly clear over time. Pursue your dreams, even if they have to be postponed. Approach each job as an adventure and an opportunity, and treat it as if it's the most important thing that you've ever done. Don't be afraid to take risks, calculated, of course. Sticking with what's comfortable seldom leads to growth. Keep learning and be open to new experiences and opportunities, even when the rewards aren't readily apparent. Sometimes the most fulfilling outcomes come when least expected. Make an effort to meet people. You'll find that many, including within your own communities, have led interesting, sometimes unconventional, thoroughly fulfilling lives. You'll learn a lot from them. Recognize and appreciate your support network, including your family, teachers, friends, and even strangers who come into your life. Finally, have faith that things will work out, even when the deck seems stacked against you. You'll have setbacks. Everyone does. But avoid the temptation to look back or second guess yourself. Focus on the present and the future. Again, congratulations to all of you. Embrace those dreams. You have a great future ahead of you, whether or not you majored in math. Thank you. It has been an honor to address you today.
Thank you, Dr. Parker, for your message to our graduates. I, too, am confident that they will meet today's challenges head-on and that the world will be better for all that they will bring to it.
I am pleased to present Alumni Council's 2021 Outstanding Graduating Senior Award on behalf of the Alumni Association. This award is presented to a senior who exemplifies strong leadership skills, is involved in the surrounding community, and has a 3.0 or greater cumulative grade point average. This year's recipient is graduating summa cum laude with a double major in Global Studies and Criminal Justice, with minors in pre-law and history, and a concentration in restorative justice. She plans to continue her education and become a lawyer. She is a non-traditional student and has 5 children, yet she still finds time to actively participate and give back to the campus community, having served as a representative to the Student Government Association. She is well known and liked by her classmates and always tries to help in any way that she can. It is my pleasure to present this year's Outstanding Graduating Senior Award to Adrienne Hutchin. Congratulations, Adrienne. Graduation brings transition. As you go forth to advance a new career, seek additional education, or just take the next step in life, be reminded that you are also joining a diverse group of special individuals, members of the Linden Alumni Association, the graduates who have gone before you. Your experience with Northern Vermont University doesn't end when you walk across the stage. Here too begins a new chapter in your relationship with the university. As the president of the Northern Vermont University Linden Alumni Council, I am thrilled to be the first to welcome you to our Alumni Association. By the authority vested in me by the Constitution and bylaws of the NVU Linden Alumni Association, it is now my honor and privilege to formally induct Linden's 109th graduating class into the NVU Linden Alumni Association, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities attendant thereto. Congratulations, class of 2021.
And now, graduates, it is time for the much anticipated conferring of degrees for the class of 2021. We welcome Northern Vermont University's president, Elaine Collins, and Provost Nolan Atkins to share in this role.
We are now at the point of our proceedings when we confer degrees. Let's get started.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, or Master of Education please rise? President Collins, I have the pleasure of presenting these candidates for the degree of Master of Arts, or Master of Fine Arts, or Master of Education.
Through the authority of the Board of Trustees of the Vermont State Colleges, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Arts, or Master of Fine Arts, or Master of Science as appropriate in each case, with all the rights, privileges, and honors, as well as the responsibilities and obligations appertaining thereto.
Master's graduates, you may be seated while your names are called.
Delaney Lynn Dwyer. Tori Robin Peters. Dana Ashley May Mitchell. Aaron S. Rossetti. Mitchell J. Roy. Netta Worsler.
Hey Ned, congratulations. We are all so very proud of you. Thank you for being a role model for me and all our kids. Congratulations, and we love you.
Ariel Jeanette Wright.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's and associate's degrees please rise? President Collins, I have the pleasure of presenting these candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Associate of Arts, or Associate of Science.
Through the authority of the Board of Trustees of the Vermont State Colleges, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts, or Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Fine Arts, Associate of Arts, or Associate of Science, as appropriate in each case, with all the rights, privileges, and honors, as well as responsibilities and obligations appertaining thereto.
Bachelor's and Associate's graduates, you may be seated while your names are called.
Jade T. Berry, magna cum laude. Candace Marie Clausen. Courtney D. Coons. Emily Lynn Fost, summa cum laude. Brittany M. Galian, cum laude. Malik Hastings. Kelsey Holland, cum laude. Brianna N. Lamoth, magna cum laude. Paige Elizabeth Litz. Michelle A. Mahakoa. Chantel Violet Prescott. Rachel D. Roberts. Gabrielle Tatoyan. Angelina Zola. David Accordino. Daniel Renato Carniero. Madeline DeGroot. Kelsey Hannah Emery. Nicholas R. Ferrando Boucher. Lauren Elizabeth Hyde.
Hi, Lauren. We're so excited to see the great things that you're going to do. You have such a bright future ahead of you, and we just want to say congratulations!
Andrew Keating. Samantha L. Lamaries, magna cum laude. Carter Anthony McKay. Connor J. Pasquale. Ryan J. Paulino. Zoe Starr Pierce Olson, Nathan Rubin, Sarah A. Sickles, Rosemary Webb, Christopher J. Buzakis, Rachel A. Carpenter, cum laude, Victor Mwangi, Cameron L. Summers, Constance E. Allen, Hannah Marie Brown, Cody L. Shappett, Haley Morgan Demers, magna cum laude, Riley Starr Fisher, Jaleel Fitzgerald Gabriel, Timothy Joseph Hoare, Jacob N. Lunny, Patrick Kevin Martin, Derek C. Maxfield, Camelia McClellan, cum laude, Alyssa J. Mitchell, Brian A. Mitchell. Sage P. Morehouse. Neil R. Mulligan, magna cum laude. Samuel D. Ognenoff. Jason E. Perrin. Robert J. Queenan, magna cum laude. Elizabeth J. Reed. Emily Regan, cum laude. Evan Sorrow. Kieran A. Stewart, cum laude. Kayla J. Wainwright, cum laude. John Adam Wood, summa cum laude. Christopher Ronald April. Denver P. Bodette, cum laude. Sasha K. Burrell, cum laude. Caleb Philip Derbyshire. John Esposito. Anna Arden Gear, cum laude. Keenan K. Hajarovic. Taylor Michelle Hollis. Kathleen Jane Hunter, cum laude. Adrienne M. Hutchin, summa cum laude. Robin M. Jarvie. Dustin J. LaBounty. Benjamin J. Lalonde. Dane G. Mallett. Colin P. Morin. Eve F. Ryan. Svetlana G. Sheehan, cum laude. Evan D. Slayton. Tyler Barrington Smith. Brianne Tatro. Lauren Carey Young, magna cum laude. Reagan Margaret Beck, cum laude. Brianna Bailey Birch. Catherine Elizabeth Bowler, magna cum laude. Monique J. Brochu, cum laude. Jocelyn A. Bull, summa cum laude. Holly June Kachu, summa cum laude. Paige G. Carr. Abby Ray Cheney. Karen B. Fillmore, summa cum laude. Renee L. Fortin, summa cum laude. Kaylee Morgan Gargett, magna cum laude. Sierra M. Glodgett, cum laude. Tammy L. Gosley, magna cum laude. Courtney Lynn Heyer, magna cum laude. Peter Solomon Maurice, cum laude. Taylor Ann McAllister. Jody Melinda Millette, cum laude. Samantha Jean Palmer, summa cum laude. Bailey Perry. Caitlin G. Pettengill. Samantha Jean Pike, cum laude. Kathy A. Sandville, summa cum laude. Tammy L. Willis, magna cum laude. Audra Keller Marie Damasi, magna cum laude. Brandon Haley, cum laude. Amber Ray Minnie, summa cum laude. Cassandra Marie Black. Raymond Ezrique. Eleanor F. Harrington, cum laude.
Annie, so proud of you on your graduation. What a fantastic achievement for a fantastic person. And I can't wait to give you a hug one day soon. Take care.
Tanner R. Onor. Jeremy Alexander Polonia. Brandy E. Clark. Kayla M. Hennessy. Olivia Ruffner, cum laude. Isabel Tuggle, cum laude. Austin Baseman. Darren Gadapy. Eric Garcia. Peter Robert Gilding, magna cum laude. Caleb Z. LaRoche, magna cum laude. Benjamin Gordon Martin. William M. Talmadge. William E. Vega. Jacqueline Marie Martin Baker, magna cum laude. John O. Brochu, magna cum laude. John Edward Burke. Gina Marie Duffy. Catherine A. Hendricks, magna cum laude. Ethan Martinson, summa cum laude. Emily A. Robinson, cum laude. Lillian Robitaille, summa cum laude. John J. Skiffington. Colin Fitch Allard. Jacob G. Austin, cum laude. Jasmine Elora Carr. Nicholas Michael Cutting. Nicholas C. Gale. Stephen J. Beliveau. Karen Crozier. Erica Hayakawa, cum laude. Jeremiah D. Haliger, cum laude. Joseph J. Kelly. Patrick J. Labuda. Samuel Edison LeBeau. Victoria Jasmine McCormick, cum laude. James Ian McDougall. Zach Anthony Mercado, magna cum laude. Emma Moore, summa cum laude. Ryan E. Napier, cum laude. Joshua Ribeiro. Tristan J. Robison, magna cum laude. Jack Backley. Mary J. Berger, magna cum laude. Alex C. Bergeron, magna cum laude. Victoria Rose Blaze, magna cum laude. Wayland Falco. Becca Ann Photo, summa cum laude. Cameron Ferry. Lyndon Carey Gallagher. Benjamin William Gazda, summa cum laude. Chase James Gravel. Christian Caperconitis, summa cum laude. Nolan R. Lassard, summa cum laude. Zishan Lee, cum laude. Yvette J. Moran. Zosha M. Prince, cum laude. Thomas Eugene Puccio. Rachel A. Putnam. Katie Shanda Ray, magna cum laude. Amanda C. Roberts, magna cum laude. Alexandra R. Susko. Nicholas Coleman Sutton. Elijah G. Thurston, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Venus.
A few final words for the graduating class of 2021. Please keep NVU's community values close to your heart as you go out into the world. They will serve you well by providing core tenets for a successful and happy future. I'll take just a couple of minutes to share the 6 values that, as a set, reflect NVU's ideals and commitments. Communicate openly, honestly, and respectfully with others. Practice personal integrity. Discourage bigotry, respect differences, and learn from others' ideas, values, and experiences. Respect the property of others. Be curious, think critically, ask questions, and actively contribute in all that you do. And finally, demonstrate compassion and responsibility through continued service and involvement at Northern Vermont University Linden and the greater community. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present Northern Vermont University's graduating class of 2021. Congratulations.
Congratulations, class of 2021. In spite of even more challenges than college usually brings, you succeeded, and you have all reached this milestone of graduation. We celebrate you, your achievements, and your drive, and the spirit that carried you through. In the words of William Butler Yeats, shared by President Collins in her remarks, education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. We can't wait to see how your NVU education will light up your future. Please stay in touch. Thank you, class of 2021, for allowing me the honor of serving as your guide through your commencement. And now I turn it over to other faculty members with messages to share with all of you. Enjoy their words as we approach the grand finale of Commencement 2021.
Congratulations, graduates of 2021. Now it's time to go out and use the knowledge, skills, and relationships you developed to make the world a better place.
I just want to say congratulations to our graduates of Northern Vermont University, class of 2021. Great job. We love you. Good luck.
We are very proud of you all for pushing through these last few challenging semesters. And we will be missing you very much and look forward to hearing exciting news from whatever comes next.
Congratulations, class of 2021. We are so proud of everything you've accomplished this year during a really challenging time.
We are so excited to see everything that your future has in store for you. We hope that you don't forget us back here at NVU Linden.
Congratulations, graduates. Although you've just walked across a virtual stage, know that your success and diploma are concrete and real. Best wishes for a happy, healthy, successful, and fulfilling future.
Know that you are fierce, you are capable, and you are awesome. You have much to contribute. Our community and our world sorely needs all you have to offer. Congratulations.
Dear graduates, congratulations and thank you for being part of our lives for all these years. And my charge to you, be better than us.
Congratulations, class of 2021. This past year has been tough, but your perseverance to finish your degree has been truly inspirational. Stay in touch with us. We want to hear about your next adventure.
You did it, despite a pandemic. That is a huge accomplishment that you should be very proud of. Good luck with all that you do. Congratulations.
NVU graduates, you did it. Relax, spend some time with your family. Please don't forget to wear a mask and make sure to get vaccinated. Then get to work. Our world needs fixing and it's up to you to do it. On behalf of the faculty at NVU, we know you can do it. Be bold, be brave, but please don't forget to be kind along the way. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Congratulations, class of 2021. It has been an honor and a privilege to be a part of your academic careers at NVU Linden. Best wishes to each of you for the future.
Congratulations to the class of 2021. Early childhood online students, I'm so proud of each and every one of you for your commitment and your charisma. You did it. Take care and good luck.
Congratulations, graduates. Today is your big day. Think back to when you first started at NVU and all that you've been through, especially this last year, to arrive at this moment. I hope you feel a profound sense of accomplishment. I am so proud of you.
Hey NVU graduates, you did it, you made it, congratulations, onward.
Particularly to our business and accounting and sport management graduates. Nicely done. Enjoy your day. Congratulations.